Hi, wonderful people. Are you loving what you are seeing? I'm going to be showing you how I made this beautiful blouse. The concentration is on the sleeve. The upper part of the blouse is a 720-degree blouse with Zara cap. I love you all. Keep holding on.
Welcome to today's tutorial. Like I said, I'm going to be walking you through how I made that beautiful blouse. Okay, this is 3 yards. I already cut out 3 yards from this for the skirt. So this is 3 yards and this is less than 1 yard. Okay, this for the sleeve and then the upper part of the chest area. All right, so quickly we'll get started. Now I will need to explain that it is a 720 degrees, meaning that the waist measurement was divided into two. Okay, and then again divided by 6.28, that is radius. What I mean is the waist measurement I'm working with is 39 inches divided into two will give you 19.5. So I have to divide the 19.5 by 6.28, okay? And then I have 3.105, approximately 3.11, okay? So that's what the waist circumference I'm going to be using to cut the what is it called? Peplum. Yeah. All right, so let's just hit the cutting table. So I'll be cutting um the front first of all with princess. It's going to be a bustier. Okay, I love to use it because the result is always very cute. You know, I've done this countless times, but I'll still have to continue to repeat it. So my half length is 17 inches. So I'm using 18 inches here. Shoulder is 17 inches as well. Three inches for shoulder sleeve. I'll use half inch this time around. Okay. Shoulder to bust is 12.5. I'm adding half inch for sewing for the, I will have to take it at the shoulder here. So that's why I added the half inch. Under bust is 16 inches. I'll also add half an inch. Okay. Bust span is 8 inches. My sewing allowance is normally 1/4 inch. So I'm marking 4¼ since it is on fold. 4¼ 4¼ okay. So from here now I'll find a way to connect it to this place. For safety, let me just mark it up here to just serve as a guide. Okay. For the neck, 3½ neck volume, 5 inches. I think 5 inches would be okay. So quickly I'm going to cut this. Okay, so now I've cut it out and I'll use it to cut the sides. And like I always say, towards the end of this side, you make sure you have at least 3 inches. Okay. There are different methods of cutting bustier, but I like this one because it's very easy and beginner friendly. That's why you see me always doing it. So I'll trace this point out. Armhole, 8.5 inches. Okay. Now the bust I'm working with is 45 into 4 will give us 11.25. That's 11 1/4. I'll add allowance of 1.5 inches. Even if you don't have, you still have enough from the bulge at the other side. The waist is 39, like I said earlier, into 4 is 9.75. I will add allowance of 2.5 inches. Okay, remember this is the shoulder to bust, this is the under bust. Okay, at the shoulder to bust, I'll measure out 2.5 inches. Connect it to this under bust and find a way to connect it to this point. Okay, I'll also cut this one. Alright, so we now have the front panel. We quickly go to the back panel. I don't want this video to take much time. So for the back, I'm going to use a princess dart as well. I'm using zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. Alright, so shoulder 17 inches. This is for shoulder slope. For the front, I used half, so I'll use half here as well. Bust span is 4, showing allowance 1/4. So I'm marking 4 1/4. I'm doing this because I'm going to be using, like I said, princess dart for the back. Okay. Armhole 8.5. Okay. Bust 11.25. Allowance of 3 inches. Waist 9.75. Allowance of 3 inches as well. Okay. Neck, I think we used 3.5 for the front. If I remember, I'll have to check just to be sure. If it's more than 3.5, I will then shift it. Okay. I'm going to find the midpoint of this armhole. That is 4 1/4. That's where I will start mine. This is not a must anyway. You can choose to start anywhere. You can go up. Okay, let me go up just to let you know that you can actually start anywhere. I hope you see it. You now join it to the bust span you measured. Okay. Now, if you cut it like this, this lower part will short. So you have to now change the armhole of this lower part. You extend it by at least 1 inch. You can do it 1.5, but 1 inch is okay. Okay. So you now extend the armhole. I hope you see it. So now this is what you are cutting. Okay. I hope you see it. So that when you are done joining, you can now trim off the excesses. But if you use the original armhole, this place will short. You will end up having something like this. Okay, so now we'll go to the peplum. All right, so I folded this into four. Okay, that is the two of them. So when I cut, I'll have two. That's what I mean. So here I'm going to measure the radius. That is the 3.1. Okay, just mark the after three, the next marking is where you should use. Okay, meanwhile this is the shorter part of the peplum, not the long one. That is the one that is sitting on top. Okay, now the one that is sitting below, the length is 10. So for this one we're going to be using 7 inches. Sewing allowance inclusive, please. Okay. All right, so I'm cutting this. All right, so you have it here. I open one end. So with this, I'm going to cut the longer one. This should be very, very easy. Just place it like this. Like I said, it is 10 inches. So you mark 10 inches round like this. All right, so you see it here now. So this is the lower part of the peplum, and this is the one that sits on top. This should be 2, this should be 2, to make sure you have the correct circumference. All right, so next I'll do will be to cut the lining, cut interlining. I'll be using 2 layers of this interlining. Sorry, please. This, I'll be cutting 2 layers each of this interlining for this peplum. Okay, before I now put my crinoline. All right, so when I get to that place, we'll come back. All right, so I've lined the back. Of course, you know you have to join the fabric separate. You join the lining separate before you now line. Okay, and then for the peplum, I already put the, here is the lining. This is the lining. I've stitched it together to the fabric. Okay, so now is to put the crinoline, and this is the best way I would say to put the crinoline. I would have attached it while I was sewing, but because I already joined the two peplum together here, I hope you see it. I already joined it. That's why I'll be doing the attaching now. If not, I would have just put it separate. Okay, so this here is my fabric. I hope you see it. This is the lining, this is the fabric. So I'll put my crinoline like this. You know I already stitched it together with the lining, so I'm following the same line of the stitch. I hope you see it. I'm following the same seam line. So this is what you do until you are done. And please be careful so you don't stretch it, so that it will give you the desired results. So you continue until you have gone round. Okay, so for this upper part, you will have to join first and then mark the portion that will be cut out. I already
marked it. As you can see, I actually didn't take any measurement of this. Okay, so I'll then cut. All right. So now I'll replace this with a lace fabric. Okay. So when I replace it, I will then do the proper lining. Okay, I will need to show you something first. Already, this is the lining. But because I removed this one, I'll have to make adjustments on it so that it will be easy for me to line, especially at this part where I cut off. Okay, so I'll remove this part as well. Okay, so you see what I cut out. If you look closely, you will see I left some spaces here. This is to make up for the sewing, this side and this side, where I'll be joining. I hope you remember, here and here. Okay, so I'll go ahead now to join, starting from this point. Okay, I'll start from here. That is like this. And then I'll sew it like this. Alright, so I've done the joining. Remember, tape in place before you attach, okay, if you are using a lace fabric. So the next thing now will be to just couple everything together before we now finally go to the sleeve. So I'm going to join the back to the front and then maybe put the peplum. So I'm done with the attachment. I hope you see it sitting on its own. Remember, you only need to take just the tip of the crinoline here, just the tip. Don't take much of it. Just if it's possible for you, just on the first line, you sew it. If you do it this way, it will be very easy for you to turn. When you close the two ends, you find out that it is very easy for you to turn. You don't need to struggle with it. When sewing, you see, all you need is just for you to iron. Okay, I tried this method. I tried the other method. This one was far more easier for me. So I just thought to share it in the course of this tutorial. Okay, so I'll just finish up the peplum. Meanwhile, for this upper part, you know, when I was cutting, I said I might change the neck. So I ended up changing the neck volume and the neck width. But I'm sure that is not important. So I'll finish up the peplum. Now for the second layer of the peplum, that's this one. If you like, you can still attach your crinoline. If you like, you won't. For me, I will not be putting because I feel this one should be strong enough to carry this as well. But if you feel like you want to add here, it's fine. Alright. Okay, so I've done the joining of the peplum, as you can see. I think I've shown you guys this before, but I'll need to repeat it because this is a very detailed tutorial. You see how the back is looking so neat. Okay, I'll explain how I did it. Normally, you know how you fix your peplum this way, front facing front like this. I mean the right side facing the right side. This way you sew. Okay, so for this type, you first of all attach the one that will be at the upper part. That is the shorter one. That is what you see here. Okay, you run it through. Okay, when you are done, the other one, which is the longer one, you are no longer attaching it like this again. No, you see it, you turn it this way.
wrong side facing wrong side, this way. You see it. So basically, right side of the short one is facing right side of the bodice, upper body, basic upper bodice, okay? And then the long one, lining is facing lining. I hope you see it, okay? So you now stitch so that at the end of the day you have a very neat work as this. I hope you understand it. So quickly we go to the sleeve. All right. So for the sleeve, I already marked out where I'll be putting this, I don't even know what to call it, feathers or whatever. All right, so basically two of these are the same length, whereas one is shorter, as you can see here. These two are of the same length. I hope you see it. And this is a shorter one, okay? So the shorter one is one that will sit at the top of the sleeve. We'll just have to mark yours out. Okay, I intentionally didn't want to put it this way. I had to give space, okay, so that it will fall naturally on its own. Okay, I already marked it out, and then this one like this. All right, I hope you get it. So I'm going to first attach these ones to the lace fabric. I'll sew it to give you something like this. I already attached this one. Okay, so this is when you fix it, it's going to be like this. You see, I attached it here and then at the other side. Okay, I will do the same at this side, but first I will explain to you how I cut it. But if you look at it, you should know what to do. Okay, it is very, very self-explanatory. Just to fold your fabric and then cut the length you desire. So you fold your fabric like this. Now I'm just using this as an example. It's supposed to sit this way, not straight like this. It should be slanting a little bit. Then you draw out the pattern of what you want to cut. Like this. You know, this place is not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be straight. Like this. I hope you get. Okay. But then with extra allowance. Okay. And then you cut. You're not supposed to cut here, please. It's because this is pieces and I'm using it just for example. That's why I'm cutting it. You shouldn't cut this point except you have the intention of joining it back. Okay? So you see it. You see it, which is exactly what we have here. Okay? So this is it. You do same for the second one and the third one. So I should just stitch it together and attach to the armhole and then we are done. Alright, so I've attached the sleeve and we have actually come to the end of the tutorial. Thank you very much, my people, for watching till the end. And please don't mind me. You will not believe how many days it took me to complete this tutorial. But it's all good. Thank you very much. If you are new, you are highly welcome. Please subscribe. It will mean a lot to me if you do that. And also turn on the notification bell so that when I upload, you get notified of my videos. Please send in your request and I hope and believe that I'll be able to do justice to at least 80% of it. Thank you very much once again for your time on my channel. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Until we get to meet in my next tutorial, be safe and be kind to people around you. Bye.